discuss about the creation of new automation framework. So I already created this folder, Cypress-BDD Framework. So you can create a folder and open it in the VS Code. Yeah. So once you open it, we can open the new terminal. Yeah. So here today, my idea is to create a framework which has both Cypress and Cucumber, right? And I want to automate a feature file regarding this. Once again, this one. Yeah, the Internet Heroku app. So here we will automate the, I think, form authentication. So this page will automate. Okay. Okay. So let's go here. So yeah, initially we need to import few packages, right? So first one, before importing package, we need to create a npm init to initialize the using npm package, right? So here npm init -by, this will create a package.json, right? Yeah. So now once we install that, now we need to install Cypress. So npm install Cypress save dev. Yeah. So it will install as a part of dev dependency. Yeah. So once this is installed, we can see the node modules package folder here, and also the package log.json file. Okay, so here if you observe in the dev dependencies, we have Cypress, right? It took the latest version. It's fine. Yeah. So once it is installed, we can go to check whether it is installed properly, and we need Cypress config file as well, right? So in order to get that, we have to open using npx cypress open command. So when we do this, it will open the Cypress window, end-to-end test, some files it will configure. So continue, and we can use either any of the browsers which it is showing. Yeah, so let's say I'm opening it in Chrome. So yeah, so now I'm creating a new spec file instead of all the example files. So okay, so once it is done, it creates a spec file, and yeah, it loads related spec file, and then it will test it. Yeah, so once it is done, we can close this. So the test is passing, so that means everything is fine now. So this is passing. So now you can see the cypress.config.js file, right? Now here, if you see, it is giving showing require, right? In order to take the modern JavaScript and module common, right? It should convert to ES module. So right, for that we generally need to, there is a, what do you call it, type, right? So the type, you need to change the type. So type to module. So that you can change it to import statements. Okay. So if now here, if you can convert convert to ES module, so it takes import now. Okay, import statements instead of require. Yeah. So once this is done, now for the BDD framework, we have few dependencies we need to install, right? Cucumber related packages we need to install. right? So let's say there is one package called Cypress Cucumber Preprocessor. Okay, so npm install Cypress Cucumber Preprocessor. So I'm saying hyphen save hyphen def. It will install Cypress Cucumber related packages. Yeah, so once this is done, you can see in the package.json this Cypress Cucumber preprocessor package, okay, is installed. Okay, now there is another two packages which generally we install. That is npm install. Okay, if I do this, there is one package called bad BADBALL bad ball, like BADEBALL. So it overrides this you know Cypress Cucumber preprocessor. So on top of Cypress Cucumber preprocessor, this bad ball what this package does is it will override this Cypress Cucumber preprocessor. So that means it will add additional functionalities to Cypress Cucumber preprocessor. Okay, so we can generally use this package and we need to install this. Yeah, so this has been installed now. So similarly, there is one more package which we need to install. Uh, that is Cucumber ES build. ES build. So it will generally speed up the process. This ES build the package. Okay, ES build package will generally speed up the process of execution. It will bundle up and then speed up the process. So that's why we generally use this. Okay. So Bahamut. This is Bahamut of Cypress ES build processor hyphen save dev. Yeah, so basically this is only one package. So it added, if you see here, we find these packages in the dev dependencies. Okay, these are the four packages. So now once these apart from Cypress, once other three packages are done, we can start creating the files. So here in generally, let's call this as let's delete this file first. This will create. Okay, and I'm renaming the e, E2E file as integration. Generally, we write integration feature files here. Okay, so integration, and in this integration, I'm again creating another folder called features. You have any idea about BDD? Yeah, we'll just discuss before. Yeah, so I have in features directory inside integration file, integration folder, right? Features folder inside integration folder, and for features, for any feature, we'll have again a step definition, right? So we are writing step. So I am creating a step definition folder here. Step underscore definitions. step definitions folder. Apart from this, we are using a page object model pattern, right? So for page object model, all the objects, page related objects will be in a page object folder, right? So page underscore objects. So page objects is another folder created in under support folder. Okay. So inside integration folder we have features. Inside support folder we have page objects and step definitions. Till here clear? Yeah. So now let's write a let's automate this. Okay. So generally we have a username Tom Smith, super secret password. If we give, we'll get, okay. Yeah. So you are getting this logged in secure area, right? So this whole thing we want to automate for valid and invalid case, right? Yeah. So we know how to do this, right? So but before doing that, generally we provide the test case, right? So we will write the scenario. So this, what is the scenario? Valid login. Okay. So we provide different scenarios inside the feature file. Okay. So here there are features. So I'm creating a feature file called login.feature. Okay. Because we are yeah, we are writing the scenarios for login functionality. So I'm writing login.feature. So feature name is login functionality. Okay. Login functionality. Now for this feature we have scenarios, right? Scenario valid login. Yeah. So it can be anything. So valid login, we are testing for valid login. Okay, that's the scenario. So in this first we have for a generally for any BDD we have given, when, then, right? So the whatever requirement we get, we write in terms of given, when, then, right? So here what we can write, given, what is the first thing we will do? Given when I am in the login page, when the user is in login page. Okay. Given when given user is on login page, right? When user when given is done, right? Now when user enters username and password, okay, and when user clicks the submit button, or when user submits the login form, then user should see a message indicating that uh, login successful. Okay. So that those things we write in terms of given, when, then, right? So given user is on login page. Okay. When user enter when user enter a valid a valid username and password, and so you can write and for given, and for when, and for then. So whenever you write and after given, that means it's you are writing given as given only. Okay. So and user submit the login form. So what it should happen, given, when, then. So these are all keywords, right? Then then user should see message, yeah, message indicating, it can be anything. I mean, message indicating that user logged in successfully, right? So this is a scenario. So now here, oh sorry, feature, okay, scenario, right? So here I have written this right now. I can write any number of scenarios based on my test cases. So this is one test scenario. So I can write another scenario saying invalid login. Okay, in place of valid login, I'm saying invalid login. So here, in place of valid username, I'm writing invalid username and password. Invalid username and password. And here, login was, instead of indicating that user logged in successfully, indicating that login was unsuccessful. Okay, indicating that login was unsuccessful. Right. So I have written two scenarios in this feature file. Right. So like that, whatever scenarios you have, you can write it in the feature file in this format. Okay. One feature file. What is the description of that feature file? And you can write the scenarios in the like this. Okay. So once you write the scenarios, now we have to go to step definitions, right? And we need to code for these steps. These are the steps, right? So for each given when then steps, we need to provide step definitions. That means we need to provide code for each of these steps, right? So now before going to step, before that we need to first finish the page objects. Okay, then only we can use the objects inside the steps. Okay, inside step definitions we can use those, use that code in order to program this. Okay, it's this scenario. Okay, so now for the page objects, whichever page object we are trying to find, we need to write the create a file for that page objects. Okay, login page, right? Login page dot js. So inside page objects folder, I'm creating a login page dot js. Right now in this I need to so I'm creating a class, right, saying login page. Okay, login page. I need to finally, once it is done, I need to export this class, right? So export class login page. Any doubt? So now inside this we need to uh, write the write all the page related functionalities. Okay, methods, whatever methods we want from that page, we have to create inside this class. Okay, so once it is done, we need to create an object as well, right? So we need to export the object. So how to create an object? So export const login page. Okay, login equal to new, right, login page. So we are exporting these two. Okay, now whatever methods of that page we want to write, we need to write in this class. Till here clear? Yeah, so let's start some writing methods for this class. So here generally it's a regular process we follow. That is we we have to go to inspect, right? And then first we want to visit this page. Let's visit this page. For that we create a method called, let's say, navigate. Okay, navigate is a method which will take us to login page. So site dot visit. So here we'll give the URL, right? So instead of giving the whole URL, I'm only giving /login. Okay, so the regular method is that we need to provide uh, the whole, I mean the base URL here. Okay, okay, we can provide base URL here instead of there. Okay, because for different pages we can directly say slash login, okay, slash logout or whatever it is, okay, slash um, some other pages you'll have, right? So those pages will be having slash that endpoint. Okay, so we can just give here the main URL, okay, inside the cypress.json. Okay, so as part of base URL. So here let's say, let's call this is generally, yeah, base URL, yeah, come on, that's fine. Okay, so now here yeah, I need to fill the remaining methods which I want. So first method is navigate. Okay, what else? Um, so yeah, enter username. Very good. So here I'll write enter username then. Okay, enter username as a, yeah, enter username. Uh, Sorry, what you are saying? We need to find the elements, right? So we need to give the elements back, right? So for each one we need to write one method. Okay, yeah, one method. So here for username, it's I think we already did this. Let's we have ID anyway, so directly I'm copying this. So let's do it a bit faster. Side.get side.get hash username dot, if let's say if something is there, we can clear the value input. Okay, okay, by using clear. So now we are typing, so we have to give valid name. So here we don't, these are the methods, right? So these methods we don't put the username directly, so whatever the step definition will give to this method, that it should take and it should type. So that's why it should be parameterized. Okay, that means that username is should be passed into this method, and whatever that username is provided while calling this method, that username should be typed inside this username input field. Okay, so that's why I'm saying username here. So same, this whatever is coming here, I'm passing it to type method here. Okay, yeah. So that's why everything, it should be parameterized. You should not hard code it, okay, with the values, because we will use multiple places these methods. Okay, so that is for username. So similarly it should be for password, right? So control C, copying it and pasting it for password as well, saying it is P password. So I think this should also be password. I'm sure it is password here. Okay, so yeah, and submit. So I can directly say submit method, submit side.get. Here we are using the button tag, right? Button tag with type equal to. So I'm using the attribute and the value, right? Type equal to submit is there. Submit, close bracket. Yeah, I think this should be okay. Submit. Sorry, submit. Yeah, yeah. So here, yeah, I can directly copy, actually type equal to submit, this whole thing. If I copy and paste, that should be better instead of typing errors. Okay, dot, and then dot click. Yeah. So now we submitted the form. Once we submit, form submit. This form is login. So here, if I see this message, right? So here it says ID flash, right? It should, yeah, now it should contain you logged into the secure area, right? So that's what I want to write here. So get success message. No, the whole thing. So if you see this one page, right? The page means like whichever you enter, uh, it's different page here, is it? But whenever you submit a form, it is coming. It's coming based on that, right? So we can it's okay. We can take another page and we can write it. That's a good point actually. So you can create another page like secure page.js, and but yeah, if there are many other things here, we can do that. But it's just one single element, right? So it's okay. We can write here. It's up to you. It's up to the design pattern which you want to follow. Yeah, if it is just one element, instead of creating another page, you can write it here itself. Yeah. So yeah, so here return. So once, so here what you have to do, you have to uh, get the success message, right? So whatever message you are getting, you need to return that. Okay, because you are asking to return get the success message from by using this method. Okay, you are not directly asserting here. Okay, based on this method you are getting the message and you are asserting later in the step definitions. Okay, so that's why you need to return this message. So that's why I'm saying return sci.get, getting this element and then returning it. Okay, uh, so when I say should, we are also asserting basically. Okay, that's fine, we'll see. Okay, so here hash, I'm copying this flash, saying flash here. Flash is a ID, so I need to use hash here. Once we get this, I'm asserting as well. So dot should contain this message. So this message I'm copying. Any doubt? Yeah. So similarly, we will have another message, same page. Let's say log out again. If I say C and 1, 2, 3 and log in, I'm getting some invalid. So similarly, it's here. It is ID again flash only. So it should contain error message basically, right? So now, okay, I'll copy this first. Copy, paste. In place of success, I'm writing here error message. So it also has ID flash, but this one should contain this. Your username is invalid, right? Any doubt? So now we have got all the elements of that page. Okay, and also we have got some assertions by checking the message. Okay, those method also we have. Now once it is done, we have to go to step definitions, right? So step definitions, because it's a login page, we create another uh, file. We create a file saying login dot steps. Okay, login dot steps dot js. Okay, so here I have to write all the uh, feature file related functionality. So first I'm writing this one, user is on login page. If you observe, user is on login page, it has two given, right? But there will be only one step. definitions. That means we are writing one step definition and using it multiple times in the scenarios. Okay, so now I say user is on login page. So here I'll write the given, sorry, not here, where is it? Steps, right? So before writing, we need to import the package. Okay, so given when then is present in bed ball, this package is it this one. Okay, this one. So I need to import this package into the folder which I'm writing here. Okay, into the file. Okay, so import. We are importing given when then statements from that package. Okay, so given comma when comma then. So these are uh, these we have to take from, yeah, from this package. Okay. So here this one here, okay, from this. Okay, and other thing, we need to import login page as well, right? Because all the methods are there in login page. So yeah, it takes from the login page. So now we need to use them in our in this file. Okay, so given we should, it takes the same, like it takes the string and also an arrow function similar to describe, you remember, right? Yeah, so now here, since we are using BDD, we do not use describe anymore. Okay, instead we use given when then statements. Okay, so here login, which feature we are trying to automate, this one, right? User is on login page, so that I am placing here. So these two are now connected. This, in this login feature file, this given feature statement is connected to this step definition. Okay, similarly this given statement is also connected to this step definition. Okay, because it's the same step, we can use this step related logic or function, whatever code here present here, that can be used by calling multiple times in multiple scenarios. Okay, so now here what I have to do, because I have this login page okay, object, now I need to use that login page object to call the methods in the login page. We have navigate, because this, right, this step definition is to uh, navigate to the main URL, right? So yeah, so this coding is done for the given statement. Okay, next when. So for when, it same, when is also takes uh, an argument like a string and another argument for an array function. Okay, so argument here is like which when statement you are trying to do, this one, right? User enter valid name, right? So this one. So here I'm writing, I'm copying and pasting there. Now those two are connected. Now I'm using login page object to call the methods inside that object. I need to enter the username once I log into the main page. I need to, once I navigate to login page, I need to enter the username. Now I can provide the argument, because enter username takes one argument, right? One parameter. So we need to pass this argument while calling this enter username, right? So what argument you want to so because it's a valid username and password, we are saying Tom Smith, right? Tom Smith is the valid username. Next, same login page dot enter a password. Okay, enter. We have password, right? Enter password. We have password, I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't change here. That's why it's not showing up there. So enter password. Okay, now it should show enter password. Okay, now password also I have to pass the argument. So here the argument is, I think it is super secret password exclamation mark. Yeah, so that is valid username and password, right? Now, I see all the given statements. You have a feature file, right? You can write all the given statements and all the when statements and all the then statements. Okay, the coding in the step definition can be written all when then statements. Okay, so here similar to username valid, we have another one which is invalid as well, right? So I'm just copying and pasting there. Now if I go to feature file, it is invalid, this one here. So yeah, so all when statements I'm writing. Okay, so here it is invalid username and password. Now here invalid user, right? Invalid user, let's say anything you can write. Invalid user. Okay, some password, invalid password. Okay, yeah, so I'm passing this one, right? Now there's another when statement, which is nothing but when the user submit the login form, right? Even though it is end, you have to write it as when here. Are you getting? Yeah, so here even though it is and, because it is after when, right, it becomes when only. Okay, so when we have to pass this argument string and then a arrow function. Okay, so when user submit the login form, now I need to submit the login form. So I'm using the login page object, login page dot submit. Any doubt? So till here all the when statements are done. Okay, because this when can be used, is used multiple times here. So in this here, in the first scenario and also in the second scenario, this user submit the login form is used. So we don't need to repeat the code. Okay, so same code, same when step definition can be used by multiple scenarios here. Okay, now we have the two then statements. Okay, so I'll copy this here. First let's code this one. Now here I'm writing then. Again it takes one argument and one arrow function. So in the argument I'm passing that then statement. Okay, user should see this thing, and uh, here I'm using the login page dot get error message. It is already an assertion because here already we are asserting. Okay, should contains, yeah, get success message. So whatever it returns, okay, this assertion will be passed, right? That one will be executed here. Okay, yeah. So similar to this we have another then function, another then step definition here, but it has, yeah, yeah. So here we have, instead of user logged in successfully, we have login was unsuccessful. That I'm changing here. So that login was unsuccessful, and here in place of oh, here it is not error message, it is success message, and here it is error message. Okay, so we need to be careful while yeah. Okay. So I think now we have done the step definition, right? All the step definitions are done now. The only thing that is pending is to look into the config file. So if you see the steps, all the steps are done, right? So all the steps we have implemented. We have login page methods and use them. Now the whole loop is closed. Okay. So from here, what the Cypress should do, it should come here. Cypress runner should come here and then check the scenario and check whether they have step definitions, and check whether and go to the login page methods and call them and then execute them and then return whatever it is written. Okay. Yeah. So that thing, but in the config we have to say where the step definitions are, where the feature files are. We can say here. Okay. So generally we say spec pattern. Okay, spec pattern, and we need to pass the spec where those feature files are. Okay, the feature files are under Cypress integration folder, right? Integration. So Cypress slash integration slash features. Okay, slash. No, because by default it takes the base folder. From there it will check. Okay, so here slash features slash star dot features, because we have feature files here, right? So star dot features. So it can be any feature, login dot feature, logout dot feature, whatever feature it is. We say star dot feature. Okay, so check for these files we are saying in the spec pattern. Right now we are asking step definitions. Okay, we are saying step definitions are in which folder. Okay, now here so step definitions are under Cypress support slash step underscore definitions slash star dot steps.js. So we are using steps.js for step definitions. Okay, so we are saying look for them. Okay, under this folder. Okay, so now spec this is done. Apart from this, we need to set up the node events. Okay, so before processing starts, we need to do some pre-processing activities. Okay, that we do under this setup nodes. Okay, so for that we need to import, because once it goes to step definitions, right, it can see okay we are importing page objects here, so it will know the path here directly. Are you getting? So for page objects we don't need to provide the pattern here. Okay, in the Cypress config file. Okay, we only give to steps and features because they both are in a different folder and they are not interlinked directly here. Okay, so here you are not saying go to step definitions anywhere in this file, or here uh, in this file you are not saying go to feature files anywhere. That's why we are writing separately then. But once it goes to steps, it will see the import package here. So okay, you need to import this file before executing all this. So it knows it goes to page objects folder. Okay, and then takes that. Okay, so once it is done, we need to set up this end-to-end configuration. Okay, so there is a here. Okay, we have to import few things in order to execute this setup. Okay, because we are using different packages. Okay, first we need to use add Cucumber. If you see, add Cucumber preprocessor plugin. Okay, so it comes automatically because we are already having this package. Okay, Baitball Cypress Cucumber preprocessor. So once you do that, you will get this one. Okay, so you are adding add Cucumber preprocessor plugin. Okay, and that this method we need from this package. Okay, after that we also need import uh, import create es create, I think it is create es build plugin. Yeah, es build plugin. Actually, it should come automatically. I don't know why it is. So okay. Es build plugin. Okay, so from so we have a Bahamato, right? So from here we are trying to import. Okay, so create es build plugin from this package. Okay, so these two are the pre-processing methods which we have to perform before executing the Cypress whole file. Okay, so once we get that, I think we also need import. We need to bundle up these things. So in order to bundle these things, we are using create bundler. Okay, here create bundler method from this from this package. Okay, so two methods, one from here, one from two methods are from es build preprocessor, one method is from cucumber preprocessor. Okay, so we are using them, so we need to use them in end to end here under setup nodes. So it's a asynchronous method, so we need to write async. Okay, that means whenever it is asynchronous, that means we are saying that you need to wait until this method is executed. You can't execute other things until whole code under this method is finished. Okay, that is the meaning of async and await. Okay, you are waiting until the await function is done. So I'm using this plugin now because I imported this method. Okay, this add cucumber preprocessor plugin method. I am using that method now and saying await for this method to finish. Okay, so on config, so we are passing the whatever configuration we are doing under this config file, we are passing those details to this method. Okay, so on is an event, so whenever the config is triggered, please execute this method we are saying. Okay, so so once this is done, now on config what we have to do, so on config you have to perform this method. Okay, so this is an event. Okay, whenever config event is triggered, okay, on config event. Okay, so whenever any event is done, we can write many events on performs, let's say on click, on submit, on something, whatever event you want, you can write it here. Here the event which we are writing is config event. Okay, so whenever event is triggered on that config event, before whenever it is triggered, you need to perform this on method here, on functionality. Okay, so whatever you write inside is this on will be executed. So for we are executing on method here. For that we are writing different we are writing the code for this to execute. Okay, so whatever we write inside here will be executed. Okay, so file preprocessor, this is one time operation, right? So once we are I think you can directly find this code inside the documents where Cypress docs. Okay, I'm instead of showing the documentation, I'm directly writing here. Okay, so you don't need to remember all this. It will be there, you can copy and paste kind of. Okay, so yeah, so called create bundler, we are using this create bundler method. Okay, inside this on functionality, and then here you are saying plugins create bundler plugin and we are passing that config file. So this one, no need to remember, or this is a prerequisite in order to run a feature files. I mean this Cypress-BDD framework. In order to run that, we need to use this configuration done before doing that. It's like installing and things like that, right? So it's a one-time thing. Once we do this, once we know we need to do this, if we done this, if we copy and paste this, that should be enough. Okay. Now once it is done, once all the async and all these things are done, okay, we can return this config. Return config. Okay. So here this can be used. What's happening here? Why? I'm okay. Maybe I've done some. I think it should be here, basically, and everything should be inside E2E. So this pattern, whole thing should be written. I think it should be written here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you need to be careful while doing this. So if you observe this end to end, this you can see the colors here. So this is brown color and this is right. These two end to end. Okay. Inside this only everything should be there. Okay. So async setup nodes are till here. Okay. So before that only you need to return the config. Okay. So once it is done, you can write the spec pattern, step definitions, and base URL and other things. Okay. Yeah. So there will be many other on functional on methods you can write. Okay. On file preprocessor, on some other task you want to do, whatever you want to do, you can mention here. Okay. But for now, we don't need any others. Okay. In order to run our feature file. Okay. So this is the basic setup which is required in order to run the framework. Okay. Whole setup. Okay. Now npx. Now you can say npx Cypress run. Export named export. What is it? Create ESP. Oh, sorry, the right boundary. Sorry. It should be breadboard. Yeah, breadboard. So sorry. This ES build processor. Yeah, she contains this plugin, not the yeah. So yeah, we need to be careful. I think yeah. So this one should have that. Okay, let's see. Ah, yeah. Cannot find package. This one. Did I? How can I do this? Okay. This one should contain this plugin. Okay. So this one should be replaced. And then in this, I think we have ES build. Okay. So let me clear correct now. Okay, Baitball Cypress Cucumber preprocessor has another plugin, ES build. So from here we are taking this create ES build plugin, and then we are using it. I think it should work now. Let's see. Yeah. So okay, I pressed run instead of open. I pressed npm Cypress run, so it is running in the terminal. Okay, let's see whether it passes or not. So valid login. See, all specs are passed. So yeah, so we see the same now on npx Cypress open to have visual. Okay, so here let's take Chrome. See, here we have login feature. Okay, if I click here, so valid functionality is working and invalid functionality should also work. Okay, yeah, valid is done. Let's work. Invalid is, yeah, so both are passing, right? So this is the basic way to run the uh, framework. Okay, now there are few things. Okay, let's take another feature file. Okay, okay, let's take, it's now everything is I mean, we can say improvised login. Let's say improvised feature, login feature. Okay, login dot feature. So here I'm copying the same. Okay, till here I'm copying and I'm pasting here. So here improvised login functionality, improvised, so login functionality improvised, right? So here in play we have login. Okay, here instead of valid or invalid, if I say uh, um, I want to show you the you know, the data driven, how you can pass the arguments from the feature file to the, okay, other things. So instead of this, I can say I can pass different parameters for in, okay, invalid login. Let's say invalid login functionality, I want to parameterize it. Okay, invalid login. Invalid login parameterized scenario. Okay, here okay, given user is login is fine. uh, okay, when user enters valid username and password, right? So here this one I want to parameterize. Okay, because I can enter different values, right? So if I enter, let's say here it is invalid, right? Invalid user. Okay, invalid. So this one here, instead of passing, okay, I want to say username, right? And password. Okay, and I can pass the uh, user logged in successfully with a message. Okay, I can say, oh sorry, users login was unsuccessful. I think I need to copy this, login was unsuccessful. Okay, this one. I'm trying to show you the this data driven concept using this feature file. Okay, login was unsuccessful with a message. Okay, I can say like this as well. Okay, two different ways of passing the argument I'm showing. Okay, so one way of passing the argument is by writing greater than, less than and greater than symbols, passing the arguments inside the, okay. So here when you write like this, you need to uh, create examples. Okay, so you say examples. Okay, and you create pipe. Okay, this one like this, and you say username. Okay, and password, again pipe. Okay, so this one generally they provide some tabs here. Okay, this so here again a pipe. I can pass any let's say anything. Okay, test one. Okay, it should be in the strings, right? So test username one or un1. Okay, un1 is the username one. Okay, and here let's say it is pwd password 1. Okay, all are invalid ones, right? So again here again another example, another test data. Okay, username 2. Okay, and password 2. Okay, and another test data, let's say it can be any number of test data, right? Username let's say 3 will pass, username 3. Okay, and password pwd3. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now that is this message, but message can't be changed, right? So let's say I'm passing, instead of passing in the steps, okay, instead of passing in steps this message, this whole message, okay, I'll pass this sorry, get error message, right? Okay, let's, if I go to error message here, this one also I'll pass as an argument. Okay, let's say it is error message, so I'm passing this argument, message. Okay, now I need to it will fail now. One second, I'll close this. Okay. Here I'm passing error message to here, right? So I'm going to here and passing error message here. Okay, and this message will be captured in under steps, so here I'll say string, okay, with message string here. Okay, and here get error message, here you're passing so here error whatever message, error message will be passed here. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, but before doing that, I have to the previous steps will fail because I've changed the steps here, right? Because I changed steps here. The first here I need to also pass here with with message twice login feature, right? So with message I'm copying this because I've changed. I need to use the same here, but I don't need to this here also this one now Cypress.json. Okay, so login.feature I have here passing the message from the feature file. Okay, same like here as well. I'm passing the message from the feature file. Now that message is passed to here by saying string with the message is same, right? With message is same. After that we are passing a string. So because we are passing a string, I'm putting it as string here in flower brackets. We need to, instead of saying this message, okay, we need to say we are passing a string. Okay, that string you are sending as part of error message here. Okay, that means this error message, whatever variable, this will hold this string. Are you getting? Yeah, now that error message is passed here to this message. Now this message will get that error message and it will assert here. Okay, so that is here, but in case of here, okay, invalid username and password. So this will, what we have to do here, um, where is it? Sorry, login steps, right? Inside this login steps, because we make it parameterized, that username and password. So these things I need to remove. Okay, I need to remove and say this is string, you are getting string, and password also you are getting as a string. Okay, string. And because we are passing two values, I'm saying username uname. Okay, username, and password pwd. Okay, so first string will be captured as uname variable will hold this string value. Okay, and password will hold next string value. It's in sequence. Okay, first one first parameter, second one second parameter. Okay, so whatever username you pass, that will come and sits in the username variable, and whatever password you pass, that will sit in the password variable. Okay, now in place of this invalid user and all, I'll say uname. Okay, I'll pass these parameters. Okay, and I'll pass this password. Okay, so what is so after, because I've changed this, I need to change that here as well. Okay, I need to change in other initial feature file, because because I parameters the same test definition there. Are you getting? So because I have changed this step over there, I need to also change it here. I can directly pass here, some username, some password. Okay, so I can say ABC here. Okay, in anyway it's invalid. So password is pwd1, pwd1, let's say. Okay, they are invalid. I can either pass like this or pass here like this, examples. Okay, when I pass using the examples, okay, I need to provide like this. Okay, with less than and greater than symbol. If I am not using examples like this, like login feature, here I'm not using examples, therefore I'm directly passing the value. Okay, ABC and pwd1. But here I'm passing those values un1 and so on with the help of this one, username and password, and with the help of examples here. That's how you data drive these features scenarios. Okay, so once it is done, I think now we have two feature files. One is login. I'll change this as an invalid login. Okay, I'll change this as invalid login instead of improvised. Okay, so this we have, because we are using only invalid functionality here. Okay, I'm using invalid login parameterized scenario like this. Okay, and second one here. I'm not changing any test. I modified the test definitions. I haven't added any extra test definition. Okay, because I have modified, I need to modify in the initial feature file as well, login feature file. Yeah. Okay. Now I think Control C to close it. Control Command K. Now I can open the Cypress, npx Cypress, open. So go to end-to-end. Okay, testing in Chrome. Now we have two feature files here, right? Invalid login and login. Okay. Okay, let's check invalid login. It's a new one. So because we have three parameters, it's saying 3 times. Can you see? So it is taking 3 parameters now. First time un2 1 2, and now it is un3. Yeah, so now 3 are passed. Similarly this one comes with, okay, it's passed no, because we have what is it, second one, user should see a message indicating that login with, oh, 2 bits are there here. Okay, I think I've made a mistake here with 2 bits, only one, right? If you change anything here, it will fail, right? It should be same. Okay, so now I again it started. Okay, now both are passing, valid and invalid, both one. Okay, so that's how you work with BDD framework and in Cypress. Any doubts? Yeah, I think we'll stop here.